They sang discovery while they burned the night. Crossed the horizon with a flag and a lie. 1492, the sky turned red with stolen rights. They signed deeds on graves and called it life. History whispered through the ash and bones. This land was never yours to stitch or own. So don't preach law from a house built on theft. Your paper title's written on someone else's dead. You can shout legal from a throne of sand, but the map was drawn with blood on this land. You call people legal, point a finger, stand tall. When the first trespassers wrote the first law. They came with crosses, guns, and disease, trading futures for chains and broken pleas. They paved the streets on rivers of names erased, rewrote the story, covered the trace. So when you wag your finger at those who roam, remember who brought the first welcome home. Claiming borders built on genocide and thrones. Hypocrisy echoes from cast in stone. You can shout legal from a throne of sand, but the map was drawn with blood on this land. You call it legal, point a finger, stand tall. When the first trespassers wrote the first law. Look at Mexicano, look at the sunline skin. They're the heartbeat of a hemisphere beneath your sin. Indigenous blood long before your flag unfurled. They planted truth where you stole the world. So stop the talk of who belongs and who's not home. The roots were planted long before your chrome. Human history isn't a permit to be proud. It's a warning bell ringing loud. You can shout legal from a throne of sand, but the map was drawn with blood on this land. You call people legal, point a finger, stand tall. When the first trespassers wrote the first law. They taught you law books and righteous blame. Forgotten names turned to ash, no shame. You measure worth in stamps and signed degrees, while children's stories drown beneath the seas. If justice means forgetting who bled first, then justice is a lie and history's cursed. So when you talk of borders, think of those cries, not just a paper where your arrogance lies. You can shout legal from a throne on the sand, but the map was drawn with blood on this land. You call people legal, point a finger, stand tall. When the first trespassers wrote the first law. This continent screamed before your ships came near. Songs of the ancestors we still carry here. You built your cities where the old fires burn, and wonder why the world has turned. It's not about stealing jobs or closing doors. It's about the story and in your flaws. We owe the truth to the lost and the scarred. Call it conscience, call it hard. You can shout legal from a throne of sand, but the map was drawn with blood on this land. You call people legal, point a finger, stand tall. When the first trespassers wrote the first law. Stop the sermon from your marble halls. Hear the heartbeat under the concrete wall. No paper fixes the wrong that's been done. No passport saves you from the setting sun. If truth's a mirror, smash the pride you hold. Face the history that's bitter and cold. Only then can we speak of who belongs, when apology is cast an honest song. You can shout legal from a throne of sand, but the map was drawn with blood on this land. You call people legal, point a finger, stand tall. When the first trespassers wrote the first law. right was lost the day the first ship sailed. So don't teach the lesson that you never